So yeah, Comic-Con is something that I do recommend. It's pretty much for everybody. Honestly, it was hilarious to see parents with like, when I say children, I mean like babies, and having the babies dressed up. Like, oh goodness, it must be so entertaining having little kids. You can just dress up, and not have them, you know, dispute that or argue about not wearing it. So yeah, Comic Con is definitely something that I do recommend for anybody to go to, as long as you've had an interest in something, or you just want to get out of the house and do something different. It's just nice to see how happy people are to dress up and express themselves. And when I tell you, like, it is inclusive, it is inclusive. I mean, you're laughing because I saw one guy dress up like Elsa, and it was so funny because he actually had an Olaf, like a pretty decent size plushie. So our guy didn't come to mess about. So you had some guy dressed as Elsa. I saw a couple of guys dressed like, you know, this kind of typical anime kind of maid style cafes, dressed up like the girls from there. It was great. Like, oh my god, so many Lokis, so many Lokis, guys, girls, kids, not really elderly, but like adults like in their 50s and stuff. Like, truly, truly was amazing. And a lot of photo ops. So those of you that haven't been to a Comic-Con, there are like tons of stalls. There was also this person on Instagram who does kind of comic slash web cartoons. I've forgotten the name, but I think they had pets in it, like cats Pesto, and I forget the name. I didn't manage to go to their store. I'm so sorry about that. I actually didn't find it, but I think I just got really tired because there's so much to see. But there are loads of stalls that have comics, mangas, cards, a ton, and I'm telling you, a ton of Funko Pops. Like almost every stall had it. You've got the official MCM stall as well. I think a couple years ago, so just before the pandemic, they did have a Funko stall. I'm aware that they did have one in the Comic Con in Italy this year. I'm not sure about Birmingham. I really don't know. But there's that basically. Food, nice street food you can kind of grab and, you know, eat on the go. Good luck finding a table. There are like so many people that go to these things and like no table space. So it's a case of finding, I know, space on the floor to eat like a fugitive or just walking and eating like a nomad. I don't even know. Like, I kind of perched slash sat on the floor like a fugitive, not gonna lie. It had to happen. You have these really cool mystery boxes. Ours honestly was super disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. A few years ago I did get a horror one. Well, my cousin got me a horror one, which was really cool. We just got a random one that had like, what was it had? Pop memorabilia. They had one comic, Funko Pops. There was like a set of coasters. One was Friends Rubbish Central Park. I'm not a Friends fan. I watched it, but I don't live by it, but like some people do. Goodness, I don't know why it's so popular. The Hobbit one my cousin got as well. A Frozen mug, which is really random. Like a really, all in all, a really eclectic box. But the thing is, it's a mystery box, so it's just fun, something fun to do, you know. What else? Tofu Cute is usually good, and Art Box. So they have really kawaii stationery and stuff. I feel like they, and mystery bags too, but they didn't make an appearance this year, which was unfortunate. I'm sure they, oh, sorry, something just fell in my room. Yeah, I'm sure they will make an appearance in the events to come, but at least this year, no. But considering there was quite a bit of space, usually it's kind of chocker, not necessarily the people, but at least the vendors. So I think it was kind of slow to start, but they're enough considering. But I think everyone was at the point that they were just like, we want a proper Comic Con and we want our stalls and our vendors. But yeah, something definitely for you guys to go and do and enjoy. I did find quite a few card vendors. It's no surprise that I am a collector and I do the occasional card reveals and pulls and whatnot on my channel. there were quite a few of those. I mean, I did kind of try and pinch cards from all the vendors I bought from, so hopefully I'll be able to give them a shout out when I do my unboxing, but honestly, I don't know, because I don't remember them. Fake crying. What else to tell you guys? Yeah, no, I think that's it. So basically what's left is for me to show you guys my findings and enjoy the video. And then I'll tune in at the end for my final greeting. Enjoy the video, guys. I worked really hard on it because it was a struggle. I was using my phone and people were getting in the way. Enjoy.
Moderator, give it up for Claire Lynn!
Right?
Okay, turning on the mic would help. That's a good start. Hi, everybody. It's lovely to see you. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
So, who was here for the Loki? Hello, everyone. Hello, friends. Hello, lovely friends. Have you had a lovely time so far?
Yeah.
Happy to be back?
Of course.
Excited for what's to come?
Definitely.
Oh my god, you went mad. Yes, yes. Aggressive and positive. I like it. I like it. Okay, everybody. Without further ado, I'm not going to chit-chat any longer. Get those cameras up. Look at the little hands. Please, welcome to the stage, the one and only Freddie Carter and Ben. Here they come.
Oh, godly.
Hi guys.
I'm also really into Shadow and Bone at the moment. I'm sorry, I'm really not used to watching a series that literally have a routine of like one episode a week kind of thing, because I tend to watch series once they've been out for a while, so I have like a good couple of seasons to get through. Shadow and Bone is not the one. Started this year, suggested to watch it by my cousin because it's something that was basically right up my street, and of course it's got Ben Barnes in it, so why wouldn't I be interested? Yeah, so that was really fun. I enjoyed it to the point that I thought, yeah, I really want to go to the panel just to see. I don't know, unlikely there'd be any spoilers for season 2, but at least just to see the actors. I'm not gonna lie, Freddie Carter left me fully shook. But it's good. It just means that he's really good at his craft, because those of you that haven't seen Shadow and Bone, and I totally recommend watching it, Freddie's character, Kaz, okay, to put it bluntly, he is a miserable sod. I get that he has an interesting backstory, quite a traumatic childhood / experience growing up. I haven't read the books, but it's definitely on my list once I've at least purchased them. But it's just really interesting to see, because Kaz is literally there's not an ounce of Kaz's Kaz that I can see that can be perceived through Freddie. For instance, Kaz never smiles. He's always super serious, super miserable, and hella intense. Freddie doesn't seem to be like that. He was really smiley. So, yeah, I think very unlikely. If anybody did happen to go to the panel, or, I don't know, follow Freddie Carter on social media, and then they watch Shadow and Bone, they probably won't be able to take Kaz's character very seriously. I mean, I'm currently rewatching it just because I was on this Comic-Con high, and I'm sorry, it's great anyway, but it's just really funny seeing the actors in real life and seeing them on screen, and you're just like, oh my god, you guys are really good at your craft to pull this off, because yeah, those yeah, that's basically been ruined for me, at least until season 2. There's quite a lot to say about the Shadow and Bone panel. I did say it was my favourite out of the 2. That's nothing well, there's nothing wrong with the Loki panel. What I really did like was the advice given by all of the actors, which is really nice for either those that are aspiring actors or at least wanting to break into the film and TV industry, but also just kind of empowering ordinary people, because there was talk of the imposter syndrome. So a case of if you happen to be doing a role that somebody else has done in the past, basically trying not to be like them. That was a key thing on the Loki panel, because of course there are basically multiple Lokis from different time frames and dimensions and stuff in the series. So the actors that played the other Lokis had to pretty much try their best not to be too similar to Tom Hiddleston and his take on Loki. But that's not necessarily something that can only translate to the screen, or at least the entertainment industry. But then it became really deep, because they basically also explained how it can affect ordinary, like everyday life, and how people try to be like others just to fit in and stuff. And the fact is, there is only one of you, so don't try and follow the crowd and be like everybody else, which really did resonate with me. I mean, sorry, my lens is a bit dirty. Here we go. I don't necessarily think I'm the type of person to do that, but some people do. So it was just a really supportive and insightful thing for them to say, and really good advice given. Shadow and Bone, I kind of lost my train of thought. I just need to pause to get back on track.
That makes me sound old, which is fair. Yeah, no, I've only done a handful of conventions before though. This is it's only about my fifth one ever.
And how do you feel being here and amongst the fans, seeing people and meeting people over the weekend? Does it feel good?
It's amazing, because these are very unique places where people only come here because they're really passionate about something. I mean, I can see a Kaz right here. I can see, all these Lokis, all these. People come here because they love something so much and make friends with each other, and then we can guess the costumes, because I'm a huge fan of so many things as well. So yeah, I just think they're amazing places.
Freddie, it must be kind of strange, I guess, like when you're filming and then you read comments online and things and it's fine. What's the difference actually in the things that people say to you to your face when you're actually meeting them, as opposed to reading the stuff online? How does it feel?
Yeah, there's something you can't fake in person. You can't fake enthusiasm and joy and passion, and that thing that you get, that we've had today for the first time properly, is, you can't fake that online. You can write whatever you want and not really feel it, but actually, I don't know if you felt that, but really...
Sorry, I just
as soon as I started,
I didn't zone out. I didn't want to zone out. I just want to see everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to see each individual person, and so I'm scanning.
I wonder.
It's a polite way of saying he's zoned out a bit.
Really boring answer for me.
No, it isn't that. But I think like the stuff you get online is anonymous and can be cursory, or it can be it can be whatever. Like, social media is a strange place, sometimes a strange beast, but this is not. This is pure.
Yeah.
And it's especially when people come and meet you and have a photograph or whatever, or sign something, and it's just your moment, and you get people when they're disarmed.
Yeah, Shadow and Bone had its kind of profound moments. Freddie definitely had a few of those that he did express. But it was nice because even though you had like your profound moments, you still had the lighthearted, like jokey side to it as well. I do have some stories to share in regards to that panel. Oh, there's a couple I've forgotten. The best one is, so I know I used to do a normal greeting of like a rainbow arch wave kind of thing, but now I'm going to do what I'm going to call the Bin Bonds finger wave. And we're going to explain exactly what that is. So it's no secret, apparently. I don't really get it. But yeah, apparently So fans of Ben Barnes call him Bin Bonds. Like, I've heard it, I don't necessarily know why, so I may well need to look into that. But apparently it's no secret because Ben apparently knows that's how we address him. So awkward thing is, if he does happen to read Bin Bonds or anything online or follow the hashtag, he'll know it's exactly about him. So the Bin Bonds finger wave, yeah, but it's not necessarily a thing, but then there's definitely a story behind it. So I'm going to try and use that throughout the rest of my videos I upload. So during the panel, I think at this point Freddie was talking about, I don't remember, okay, but Freddie was talking, so like I was paying attention to that, and then my cousin nudges me and is like, oh wow, Ben is like really in deep thought. So I was like, as in reflecting on how he's going to answer or like what Freddie's saying. So I mean, I didn't really know, I didn't really get it. So I looked up because where we were sat towards in the audience, we were on the right side, on the audience side. So for the actors, obviously we'd be not reflected, we'd be on the left side. So where we were, we basically had the stage on the left, like kind of towards the center, and then we had like this really big screen. I think that's where I got most of my pictures from because they were clearer, but not good enough to record on. You'll see the quality, it's really questionable. So basically I looked up and then I could just see Ben like straight face focusing on something. So I mean, we've all done it before when you're kind of not really daydreaming, but you're like kind of zoning out but thinking of something. So you might be staring at like a certain point, but then you don't really see anything. I imagine that's what was happening. That's happened to me and it's happened to people as well. So I saw on the big screen that he was just kind of staring at this area. So I was like, that's kind of weird. He really is deep in thought. Like, what's he looking at? So I turned to the stage to see that I was literally looking straight in the corner where my cousin and I were sat. So it's funny because I'm explaining this like really slowly, but like, you know, when you look back on things, you remember all the things that happened, but then it was literally like 2 seconds. But that's basically how it was. So I looked up, saw him staring, so I was like, can he see us? Because the stage was like really bright and illuminated, but then I just feel like where the audience wasn't so bright unless you were like right at the front. Fair enough, we were like the second row, but still, angles and distance, we weren't that close. So I literally just kind of did this weird little finger wave thing, turned away, said to my cousin like, yeah, you know, look, I'm gonna wave to kind of like distract him. And to my surprise, he actually waved back. So I was cackling because I was like, oh my god, did he actually see that? But then, oh god, it was kind of awkward because literally in the space of me doing that, turning to my cousin, him doing that was like less than a second. So I caught like the end of it. And then afterwards, the person next to me was like, oh, he's waving, let me wave too. So if you guys happen to watch the playback online, wherever that is, probably MCM or XL's official website, if you happen to see a moment where Ben's looking to the left and he does a little wave kind of thing, I instigated that. That came from here. You won't see me, but I don't know. It's probably, you know, just to make myself feel better, I'm probably just going to say he was trying to read my hat, but because of how far away I was, he probably couldn't tell what it was. And it is a Stranger Things hat. And let me just show you this side too. Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights 2019. So that's basically my experience of Comic-Con in terms of the panels. What I'm going to do is I am going to upload the videos and some merch that I got as well. And all in all, oh my god, people dressed up. I'm not really one for dressing up because I'm honestly, I don't want to say I'm lazy. It's so silly. Like, I knew we were going to do the Shadow and Bone panel, but unless it's something that I'm really interested in, like a lot of people are interested in like into anime there, and naturally they all dress up like their characters. For me, that time has come and gone because I'm not really into anime or manga, but I do think I'm definitely going to go next year back to Comic-Con. So I might actually try and make my own kefta. I mean, what is that other than a nice winter coat with pretty embroidery on it? I mean, that's not what the kefta is in the Shadow and Bones saga. However, that's what this poor girl can manage. So that's what I'm gonna do if I can actually find a matching coat. Just need to decide what type of Grisha I want to be. I had thoughts, but I've forgotten. The blue is pretty. The black is nice, so I can pretend that gets me closer to the darkling. I'm so sad. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video of my findings in Comic-Con. There we go. Sorry, I had to point this out because I didn't before. My nice Halloween earrings, because I'm actually recording this and it's Halloween week. Yeah, so thank you for tuning in, and I do hope you enjoyed my video, and I really do hope it did encourage you to go to Comic-Con too. My next video will be my haul of what I actually collected from this year's Comic-Con, so stay tuned for that. If you happen to think this upload was going to be a Pokemon unboxing, apologies. Happy I kind of catfished you, but also I did speak about Pokemon unboxing at least, and really what nerd hasn't gone to a Comic-Con? Like, can you really call yourself a nerd if you haven't been? If you haven't, you need to reevaluate your life. But yes, so thank you for tuning in, guys, and my next upload will be an unboxing of the Celebrations 25. I really don't want to say anything about pulls and stuff, but people seem to be getting really good cards. We know my pull rate and my luck rate is terrible, so I'm pretty sure people that have subscribed or do tune in just do so to watch my demise and my meltdowns on camera. But I'm not sorry about that. I'm human. Why am I gonna censor my feelings, right? Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget the Bin Bonds finger wave. Bye. Oh yeah, one more thing. Like, I'm so sad. I was literally getting ready for bed, and then I suddenly remembered, oh, that was another story I forgot to tell. But yeah, so back to Shadow and Bone. I mean, it seems like I totally have favourites, but to be fair, that was the last panel of the day. So naturally, I remembered more from there. But yeah, so the actors are basically talking about the different roles that they played. It is actually really interesting. I like how close knit the actors are from Shadow and Bone. So when the actors had to give their favourite movies, they all listed movies that Ben Barnes was in, which was just pretty darn funny. But to be fair, that'd be me as a supporting artist if I even got the chance to, I don't know, get a featured role and be able to do interviews with other women actors or the leads on whatever TV show movie it is. Yeah, that was a hint, by the way, Netflix. I have really good connections in the entertainment industry for like extra work, and I've never actually seen any for Shadow and Bone, so hit me up, please. But yeah, so both Freddie and Ben were talking about, and Claire loved Claire. She basically did the interviews for Shadow and Bone and for Loki as well. But yeah, so the question was basically like, how do you prepare for roles of like such a high caliber and stuff, and like what's your experience? So Ben was basically saying how, well, if anybody that knows Ben Barnes knows that he has done a few roles and stuff, from like Prince Caspian to Dorian Gray to playing the Darkling in Shadow and Bone. And actually both he and Freddie were talking about how it is interesting playing a role of such high fortitude and caliber where you can pretty much just, where your character just pretty much demands respect without even having to say or do anything. So for instance, like the Darkling can pretty much just walk into a tent and then shh, super quiet. Which also sparked an impromptu line. Given I think Freddie was saying how yeah, there's this one line that Ben gives where he basically just really quiet kind of tone, just kind of orders silence in a way, and Ben pretty much just did an impromptu of what basically the line from the book. So it was a case of the Darkling entered the tent. Silence, he said under his breath. And the funny thing is, like when Ben delivered that line, it was the funniest thing. I'm looking back because as he delivered it, the entire panel was silent. And Freddie was like, that's it. To just command that silence. To kind of just, oh God, I got a brain fart because it's so late. But yeah, to just kind of, have the ability to do so was mad. And the funny thing is, I think at that point we were all just so much into the panel, the questioning, the answers, and everything, that when this came out, it was almost instinct, reflex, like, oh my God, it's seeing the book on screen. Oh my God, it's seeing it in real life. You knew to be silent and to listen to what he had to say. Like, I can't believe I forgot to mention that before because that was actually one of my highlights. But yeah, I felt there was also something else. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention about things that you can do in Comic-Con. So of course you have panels which are, well, this time around they were free with your tickets. I don't know if that's a standard thing, but I do hope it's a continued thing. So basically where we were actually, we could physically see the actors in one of the kind of stages, so to speak, and they live streamed that to another area in the Excel Center where obviously the pass holders and people could just go and sit and watch it kind of live streamed. But naturally, we were fans. We wanted to wiggle our way in there so you could actually see the actors. So my hope for next year, because of course it's no secret that there is a season 2 coming for Shadow and Bone, but my hope for next year, actually, and Loki as well. Loki was good though because they actually had quite a few of the actors. My hope for Shadow and Bone is because they have such a likable lineup and they get along so well. I understand that obviously the nature of an actor and stuff is that you will have multiple schedules. However, it would be really nice to see more of the cast. Like, I don't know, I'd say even 5, but that's only 3 extra people. I'd like to see them all because they gel really well. But more things you can do in Comic Con. So, like I said, there are the panels, buying things. Oh my goodness, there are photo ops, and there are autograph events too. So there are signings that you could go to as well. Honestly, I had things I wanted to do and wanted to buy at Comic Con. So I love you guys, I really do. But I honestly did not have enough to spend money on those experiences. But to be fair, the pictures I'd seen, honestly, when I saw some of them, I was thinking, can you imagine paying extra to get signings and to get a photo op with like an actor that you really like, just to find out that because of the pandemic, even though they did check to make sure that we had our COVID passes and stuff upon arrival, but they were taking extreme precautions anyway. There were actually screens between the actors and obviously the general public, so those that wanted their photo ops. And I mean, I understand why, but at the same time, I'm like, I spent my money. Like, imagine spending your money to not even get close enough to the actor to, I don't know. Yeah, I'm paying my money. I would want a hug, to be honest. So imagine you couldn't even do that. Like, for me, it's actually at the point I'm like, you know what, I'd be better off hoping to bump into them on the streets of London and then getting that interaction that you couldn't get at Comic-Con. But anyways, those are there. So I have done those before. They are worth it if you care about the person. I mean that in the nicest possible way. But yeah, and some of these photos were so cute. Oh my goodness. I would love to put them in my video, but then I mean I would like permission from the people that actually obviously that the photos belong to. And I found one person on Instagram, but good luck trying to find the others, so like forget about it. But quite a few popped up on my Twitter page that I happened to see, and they were so cute. Seriously, so cute. Like there was one of I think one of the girls was dressed up as Loki. There were like basically 3 girls, and they got a photo up with both Ben and Freddie. And through the screen, they literally had connecting hearts. It was the cutest thing. I was like, oh my god. There were a couple I saw on Instagram where I don't even know like what these friends request, or like, man, I would not have the balls to be like, oh, can I get Ben or Freddie to pretend to propose to me? Like, I mean, seeing the pictures is hilarious, but like, I would not have the balls to do that if I'm perfectly honest. But no, they did their fans a solid. Like, their fan service was amazing. You guys should literally go and check out these pictures. Okay, this will be the last installment of my chit chat. Yeah, so I'm done. You won't be hearing from me again until you guys have seen my little videos from my experience in Comic-Con. Bye again.